been a poor start by their very high standards, hasn't it? Jürgen Klopp has been a manager that's transformed that football club and got them operating at the very highest level. You have to remember at the back end of the season, not Jürgen Klopp or the players, but the media and the fans were talking about the quadruple. Can Liverpool do something unprecedented? Can they win the Champions League, the Premier League, the League Cup and the FA Cup? They walked away with 2 trophies, and you get the feeling that perhaps there's a little bit of a hangover from last season. They haven't quite got to their very best. They haven't won as many games as you'd expect them to.
Liverpool are on the lookout as Inter Milan makes a U-turn on the midfielder. Liverpool sporting director Julian is taking action after a report from Italy suggesting Inter Milan midfielder Nicolo Barella could be sacrificed by the Serie A club. The Italian midfielder is considered one of Italy's greatest talents, and his shares soared after his European Championship win last summer. Liverpool were heavily linked to the 25-year-old afterward. It appears that Ward's predecessor, Michael Edwards, had Barella on his radar 12 months ago. Liverpool were not given any incentives, but Inter made the player an immovable object. The Reds reportedly conducted an investigation into the player before helping lead Azzurri to Euro victory. Last July, Enrico Camillo said, Liverpool asked for information for Barella, but Inter said they would not sell the player. It ended there. However, now there are reports that Inter could make a U-turn. Inter can make money from Barella in a short time. Barella has started all 5 Serie A games this season in the starting 11. However, his derby defeat against Milan was disappointing. The Cagliari-born star signed a new contract last November. He is now tied to Inter until June 2026 after negotiating a new deal net of €5 million per season. Italian sources reported that Inter is considering monetising Barella next summer. Inter sporting director Piero Orzilio rates Barella at around €70 million. No discount expected. But interestingly, the January sale is also not excluded if one of the Premier League giants puts the right money on the table. A number of La Liga clubs are also following Barella, and Inter will push for a public auction. It is rumoured that Liverpool will not want to be involved in this in January, but Jürgen Klopp is a big fan of Barella. In the Champions League match in February when Barella was suspended, Klopp said, "It's not bad for us that Barella can't play. He's a really good player, I love him very much. He has everything you want from a midfielder. Aggressive, technically good, can run for ages. I mean, he's a top-notch player," he said. The Italian source had previously claimed that Klopp was fascinated by the player and would stop at nothing to bring Barella to Anfield. Last summer the price tag was close to €90 million, so the €70 million price tag seems like a tempting proposition. Of course, Klopp's hand was strengthened with the arrival of Arthur Melo from Juventus on loan last week. The Reds have the option to buy on the deal, but the German coach is looking for more midfielders even if Arthur's deal turns into a permanent transfer. Injuries to Naby Keita, Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, Jordan Henderson and Curtis Jones forced Klopp's hand. He initially made it clear that Liverpool would not be joining their squad in the last weeks of the window. After a bad start and a pile of midfield problems, everything changed. Jamie Carragher thinks Ward's top priority right now will be to compile a list of midfielders Liverpool could target next summer. Carragher doubts that Arthur is seen as a long-term answer at Liverpool and thinks they will be in the market for another midfielder in the next few windows. The Liverpool legend said, "Liverpool needed a striker and they spent big on a striker. Liverpool needed a midfielder but the player they wanted wasn't available. The question is, should they go for someone else? Yes, there is an argument that they will need more than one midfielder next season. This is the only area where you can question Liverpool. Yes, they are not panicking. But they may be in the market for 2 or 3 midfielders. It will be a big shock," he said. If Liverpool can take on Barella, it would be an excellent buy. The fast old Cagliari man would be a perfect fit for the pressing style Klopp insisted on. He can also shoot from range and conduct operations from the middle of the field. Good news for Liverpool. Liverpool star midfielder Thiago Alcantara is preparing to go to Italy ahead of the Reds match against Napoli tomorrow. The 31-year-old had missed Liverpool's last 5 games with a hamstring injury. However, after recovering, Thiago is now reportedly back in full training and ready to be part of the travelling group. Brilliant news for Liverpool fans ahead of a tough test in southern Italy. However, despite the good news, Jordan Henderson is reported to be out of the team until October. Liverpool were affected by Thiago's absence in the first 5 weeks. The matches were even more difficult without his virtue and determination in the midfield. It should be noted though, that the Spaniard was part of Liverpool's depressing midfield against Fulham on opening day. But the truth is that Liverpool is a much better team when they are inside Thiago. Despite his injury problems, he is still one of the best midfielders of his generation. His match with Fabrizio was perfect. In short, Liverpool need him badly. Still, Jürgen Klopp is not expected to throw Thiago directly into the game against Napoli. With Curtis Jones not yet ready and Fabio Carvalho injured, Liverpool seem to be short on midfield options. Regardless, Thiago should not be brought back in haste. If he needs to stay in shape longer for the rest of the season, he needs to be carefully managed. As a result, Arthur Melo might be a better option than having Thiago kicked off before he's ready. Either way, it's great that the maestro is up and running again. Firmino replaces Arthur Melo. According to information from Italian sources, Juventus may make a move to sign Liverpool's Brazilian star Roberto Firmino in the January transfer window. According to the latest allegations, it is stated that this transfer package may include the new hired Arthur. Firmino, 30, has made an excellent start to the 2022-2023 campaign, replacing new signing Darwin Nunez. Nunez was shown a direct red card against Crystal Palace and Brazilian national team player Firmino was substituted for the game. In 5 Premier League appearances, only 3 of which he started, he scored 6 goals. However, Firmino's contract will expire at the end of the season. Given his early season form, Liverpool may consider a new deal, but Firmino is coming of age. That being the case, Firmino's entering the final year of his contract means he could land another deal in January. Juventus are keen on Firmino. They could sign Firmino for free in January and sign him next summer. But if Liverpool blocks it with a new deal, that won't stop Juventus. Because as another option, a swap offer is being considered for the permanent transfer of Arthur to Liverpool. If Liverpool is preventing Firmino from being released or signing a pre-contract deal, a deal makes sense. Known for its work in the free transfer market, Juventus previously signed a free transfer from Liverpool to Emre Can. If Juventus want Firmino in January, it's unlikely that Liverpool will want to let him go. It is an important part of the current party. But if Liverpool also want Arthur on loan, maybe sending Firmino to Juventus could save some money.